What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another question of the week video. Today we're going to take a look at a question about mental training. Now this comes from a very aptly named Dongle O'Longle. Now he's wondering, how do you mentally prepare between attempts? It's not something that many athletes talk about, and I'd be really interested to hear what you have to say about it. Cheers. Now, while I don't necessarily have a sort of set training program, mental training program, there is something that I kind of do to prepare for big meets, so I want to talk a little bit about that. And then I also want to touch on a recent meta-analysis which dug into some of the potential benefits of mental training on strength specifically. First off, I want to talk a little bit about my mental preparations for a big meet. Now, this is something that I've just kind of been doing for a number of years now. Knowing full well that there are likely some benefits to spending some time visualizing. I think that I generally perform quite well on the day, and this may attribute to that in some way, shape, or form. So the way that I approach leading into a big meet is probably 3 or 4 weeks out. I spend some time visualizing competing. Now, if you've been to the venue, that can really help, but generally what I'm trying to do is be as specific as possible and go through everything from weigh-ins to waiting around to warming up to, you know, seeing the audience to hearing my coaches to loading and unloading the bar, taking my warm-up attempts, imagining where I put my belt on, how I get the right tightness on the belt. When it comes to the competition lifts, I visualize hearing the commands. I think about the pressure of the knee wraps, putting my straps up, and the whole process leading up to stepping on the platform. So I think the key is to be very specific with your visualization and to spend time with the details to really immerse yourself in that. So a lot of times that's going to take you a fair bit of time to get through that. So sometimes I'll do squats on one day and I'll visualize my bench on another day, I'll visualize my deadlift on another day, and try to get in a couple of those sessions per week. And that's just kind of something that I've been doing for a while, but it does make even big international meets like the few worlds competitions I've done feel a little bit more normal or routine, because you feel like you've been there, like you've done this before. Okay, this is old hat, you know, I've been here, I know what's gonna happen, I know how this is gonna go. And I think even just that impact alone can be pretty pronounced. Now I want to get a little bit into the science behind what's called mental imagery training. There was a big meta-analysis done in 2018 by Paravlik et al. On the impact of mental imagery training, specifically correlating with gains in maximum strength. So the meta-analysis found that while this type of mental training was sufficient to create a strength gain when compared to no type of training, it was obviously outperformed by actual physical practice. Unfortunately, in this analysis, there weren't enough studies that looked at the difference between the mental training paired with physical training versus the physical training alone, so they weren't able to draw any conclusions on that. Personally, I find the evidence suggesting even the potential of a positive impact in the absence of physical training pretty compelling. So I wanted to share what the researchers came up with as a protocol. And this meta-analysis looked at the dose-response relationship between how much mental imagery training started to produce a result, or produce maybe the optimal result. So I think anyone out there who's looking to really sort of leave no stone unturned with their training would be well suited to do something like this, to try it out and see if it has a positive impact on your training, because I think the potential is definitely there. So what the researchers suggested was 3 times per week, 2 to 3 sets of visualized lifting in a high intensity range. Think lifts close to your max. And the wonderful thing about doing this kind of training is you can lift a max weight 3 times with no rest. You can lift your max for a triple. But visualizing that intensity, I think, was an important aspect of this benefit. And doing it for roughly 15 minutes per session. So try that out. Let us know in the comments below if you have some success with this. And I'm going to be doing the same. I'm going to be trying to implement a bit of a regimented, I guess, program or periodized approach to this kind of training leading into nationals, and hope it has a positive impact on my training, because as I said, I'm one of those people who's trying to kind of leave no stone unturned. So if you're trying to focus on all the little things now that you've got your training and your nutrition and your sleep and all those kinds of things in line, maybe look at mental training next and see if it can benefit you. Anyways, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any more questions, keep asking them below. I really, like I said last time, I really enjoy being able to bring you guys some evidence-based perspectives on these questions that you guys have about training. It's a really good forum to discuss this stuff, and I think that these videos are going to be really helpful for people. So if you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you liked it, maybe share it if you think other people should see this stuff, and we'll see you guys in the comments below and in the next video. See ya.